Jeanie Buss has finally broken her silence, and what she said is sending shockwaves through the NBA world. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. After decades at the helm of one of the most iconic franchises in sports history, Jeanie Buss made a move that few saw coming. She sold the Los Angeles Lakers. The announcement stunned casual fans, many of whom associate the Lakers with the Buss family legacy just as much as they do with names like Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James. But for insiders and those who've been watching closely, the sale didn't come entirely out of the blue. Over the past few seasons, the signs were there: shifting power dynamics, increased outside influence, and mounting pressure from within and outside the organization. Still, the final decision to sell marked the end of an era. And not just any sale, this was one of the biggest franchise transactions in NBA history. Jeanie Buss agreed to transfer majority control of the Lakers to billionaire investor Mark Walter, in a deal that valued the team at an eye-popping $10 billion. Let that number sink in. $10 billion. Mark Walter, who already owned a minority stake in the team through his involvement with Guggenheim Partners and the Dodgers, won't have to pay the full $10 billion. But the valuation alone puts the Lakers in a league of their own when it comes to global sports brands. For weeks, Buss remained silent. No interviews, no press conferences, no public reaction. But now, for the first time since the news broke, she's speaking out. In a carefully worded public statement, shared on social media and later confirmed by various news outlets, Jeanie Buss wrote, "The Buss family is deeply honored to have looked after this incredible organization for almost half a century. From the day our father purchased the Lakers, we have been determined to deliver what the city of Los Angeles deserves and demands: a team that is committed to winning, relentlessly, and doing so with passion and style." It was a heartfelt message, clearly filled with emotion. After all, this wasn't just a business transaction. For Jeanie, the Lakers are family. This team is her identity, her life. The statement also confirmed that the deal is expected to officially close sometime in the second half of 2025, most likely in the third or fourth quarter of the year. So what does all of this mean for the future of the Lakers? Interestingly, Jeanie isn't walking away entirely. According to the current structure of the deal, she will remain the team's governor for the foreseeable future. But as always in sports, especially during a transition of power, terms like foreseeable can change quickly. The reality is this: new ownership often means new direction. And while Walter is stepping in as the majority owner, we don't yet know how much control he'll want over day-to-day operations, or how patient he'll be when it comes to building, or rebuilding, a championship contender. At the moment, Jeanie Buss and general manager Rob Pelinka are still leading basketball decisions. But that too could shift, depending on how the team performs in the next few seasons. It's worth noting that Pelinka's position may be the more vulnerable of the two. Yes, he made a bold move by trading for Luka Doncic, bringing one of the league's top superstars to Los Angeles, but that doesn't necessarily buy him long-term security. Every new owner wants to put their stamp on the franchise. And often, that means bringing in their own people. If the Lakers don't win, and win soon, it wouldn't be surprising to see Walter reshape the front office from top to bottom. As for Jeanie Buss, her future is still uncertain. She doesn't oversee any other major business ventures. The Lakers have been her focus for decades. She grew up in this organization. She inherited it. She led it. And now, she's handed over control. But she's clearly not ready to walk away just yet. The emotional weight of her statement shows she still cares deeply about the direction of the franchise. Her continued presence as governor, at least for now, suggests she's not giving up her role without a fight. Whether that role becomes more symbolic over time, or if she remains a real influence in team decisions, remains to be seen. One thing's for sure: the pressure is on. The Lakers are aiming for an 18th championship. The core of the team is built to compete now. And both Jeanie Buss and Rob Pelinka know that success on the court is the best way to stay relevant and employed off it. There's a lot at stake. A new owner. A new era. A fan base that demands titles. And a legacy that Jeanie Buss is determined to protect. The coming months will be crucial. Will Mark Walter step into a more hands-on role? Will Jeanie Buss quietly fade into the background? Will the team live up to expectations, or fall short under the weight of change? One chapter in Lakers history has closed. Another is just beginning. And the story, as always in Hollywood, is far from over. A bold new trade idea could change everything for the Los Angeles Lakers, and possibly push them into the top 10 of this year's NBA draft. As the basketball world buzzes with trades and big-name moves, one team has been noticeably quiet: the Lakers. In an off-season that's already seen major activity, the purple and gold have largely stayed on the sidelines. They didn't chase Kevin Durant. They didn't try to make a move for Kristaps Porzingis. And to be honest, some fans are starting to wonder what the plan really is. Porzingis, in particular, would have filled a big hole on this Lakers roster. They're still missing a solid, consistent option at the center position, and their perimeter defense has taken a hit in recent years. But his price tag was simply too steep, and the front office wasn't ready to gamble that much salary space or future assets on a big man with injury history. So here we are. The Lakers have needs, but they're clearly trying to be smart about how they fill them. And now, a new trade proposal is gaining momentum, one that wouldn't just patch holes in the lineup but could actually help build the franchise's future. According to a recent report from ESPN, there's a 3-team trade scenario that would allow the Lakers to move up into the top 10 of the 2025 NBA draft. Here's how the deal would break down. Brooklyn Nets receive the number 11 pick in the draft, via Portland, and an unprotected 2031 first-round pick from the Lakers. Los Angeles Lakers receive the number 8 overall pick and the number 36 pick, both coming from Brooklyn. Portland Trail Blazers receive guard Dalton Knecht and a 2027 top 4 protected first-round pick via the New York Knicks. At first glance, this might seem like just another typical draft day swap. But if you look closer, it reveals something critical about the Lakers' mindset right now. Let's start with Dalton Knecht. The Lakers picked him up with hopes that he might develop into a solid contributor, especially with their aging roster. But that plan seems to have changed. In fact, the team reportedly already tried to trade him once while pursuing Mark Williams. That failed deal was a clear sign that Knecht is not a central piece in their long-term blueprint. So if the Lakers are willing to move off of Knecht and include a future first-rounder just to jump 3 spots in the draft, it means there's someone they've got their eye on. And that someone might be Ace Bailey. Bailey has had a bizarre pre-draft journey. He's shown flashes of elite-level potential, but questions about his fit, maturity, and readiness have caused some teams to cool on him. That means he might fall further than initially expected, possibly all the way to number 8. If the Lakers can get him there, they'd be ecstatic. Bailey is widely considered one of the most naturally talented players in this year's draft. He's long, athletic, explosive, and has shown he can score from multiple spots on the floor. He's raw, sure, but with proper development, he could turn into a future star. And that's where the Lakers' thinking comes into focus. Because this isn't just about the draft. It's about building around Luka Doncic. When the Lakers traded for Doncic, they sent a clear message: this is the guy we're building around for the next generation. But Luka can't do it alone. He needs a core, young, athletic players who can grow with him and eventually take pressure off his shoulders. Ace Bailey could be that piece. He's not ready to carry a franchise, but he doesn't have to. With Luka leading the way, Bailey would have time to develop in a less pressured environment and eventually become a key part of a future title contending roster. But there's a catch, and you probably already know what it is. LeBron James. He's still on the roster. He's still producing. And yes, he's still chasing that elusive 18th championship. The Lakers know that their window with LeBron is closing fast. Every season that goes by is another step toward retirement. That's why the team is under so much pressure to win now. So the big question is, does this trade help them win now? Honestly, not really. If the Lakers pull the trigger on this deal, they're betting on the future. They're choosing long-term potential over immediate impact. And that might not sit well with fans, or with LeBron himself, who are desperate to see the team make one last title run. But that's the tightrope LA is walking right now. On one side, they have LeBron's legacy. On the other, they have the future with Luka Doncic. And somewhere in the middle is the decision about whether to draft and develop, or go all in with veterans. If the Lakers believe Ace Bailey, or another prospect at number 8, has the potential to be Luka's long-term running mate, they might be willing to take that risk. But if the front office believes they're still one piece away from contending for a championship right now, they could hold off on this deal and look for a veteran who can contribute immediately. So what's it going to be? A win-now push with LeBron? Or a bold move to build a future around Luka Doncic? One thing's for sure, this trade idea isn't just about draft picks. It's about identity. It's about philosophy. And for the Lakers, it's about deciding what kind of team they want to be, not just this season, but 5 years from now. And with the clock ticking on both timelines, the decision won't be easy. The Los Angeles Lakers could be cooking up a shocking move, one that might catch the entire league off guard. As most fans know, the team's top priority right now is finding a legitimate starting center. But that's not the only thing happening behind the scenes. According to multiple reports, the Lakers are also aggressively exploring options to strengthen the wing position. And not just with any player, they're looking for a true difference maker. A wing who's athletic, versatile, and can both defend and shoot at a high level. The goal? Build a complete, championship-caliber team around LeBron James and Luka Doncic before the window slams shut. Since Dorian Finney-Smith arrived in December, the Lakers have noticeably improved on the defensive end, especially in the forward spots. But here's the catch. Finney-Smith is more of a power forward. He's physical and reliable, but he doesn't quite check the box for the kind of two-way wing that can keep up with elite guards and wings on the perimeter while spacing the floor on offense. That's why the front office is still hunting. They need someone who can play the 2 or 3, switch on defense, guard multiple positions, and be a consistent three-point threat. And now, Andrew Wiggins is reportedly on the Lakers' radar. NBA insider Anthony Irwin revealed on his podcast, Lakers Lounge, that Los Angeles has already reached out to the Miami Heat about a possible trade for Wiggins. For those who missed it, earlier this year, Wiggins was traded from the Golden State Warriors to Miami in the blockbuster deal that sent Jimmy Butler to the Bay Area. Now, only months later, Wiggins may already be on the move again. The Lakers are basically looking at anyone who's even remotely available, Irwin explained. Wiggins makes more money than I'd like. $28 million is a lot, but they've already asked about the price. And you know what? It actually makes sense. Wiggins isn't just a name. He's a former All-Star, an NBA champion, and a proven two-way wing. Last season, he averaged 18 points per game and shot 37.4% from 3. Those aren't superstar numbers, but they're exactly what the Lakers are missing: efficient offense, perimeter defense, and playoff experience. Let's not forget what he did with the Warriors during their 2022 title run. Wiggins was arguably Golden State's second-best player in the finals. He guarded Jason Tatum, battled on the boards, hit timely shots, and played within the system. He embraced his role. He played like a winner. And that's exactly what the Lakers need right now. They don't need another ball-dominant scorer. They don't need someone who's going to take 25 shots a night. They need a guy who can fit next to Luka Doncic and LeBron James. Someone who can stretch the floor, make smart cuts, play hard-nosed defense, and deliver in the postseason. Wiggins checks all of those boxes. Now, let's address the elephant in the room: the money. Wiggins is on a deal that pays him $28 million per year. That's not a small number, especially for a team like the Lakers that's already carrying big contracts. If they go after him, they'll likely have to send out multiple pieces or get a third team involved to make the salaries work. And that's before you even consider what Miami would ask for in return. The Heat are unlikely to give Wiggins away for nothing. If the Lakers want him, they'll probably need to offer draft compensation or move off other rotation players to sweeten the deal. So the question becomes, is Wiggins worth that kind of investment? For some fans, the answer might be no. Wiggins has been inconsistent at times in his career. He's not the type of player you build around. But that's not what the Lakers are asking him to do. They want him to be a role player on a team that's trying to win it all, just like he was in Golden State. And in that role, Wiggins has already proven he can thrive. The timing is important too. LeBron James isn't getting any younger. Every season that goes by is another lost chance at banner number 18. And with Luka Doncic now wearing purple and gold, the pressure is higher than ever. The Lakers don't have time for long-term projects. They need players who can help right now. From a tactical standpoint, Wiggins fits. From a competitive standpoint, he fits. From a postseason standpoint, he fits. Here's a quick recap for those keeping track. Are the Lakers seriously interested in Wiggins? Yes. According to Anthony Irwin, they've already reached out to Miami to ask about his availability. How did Wiggins perform last season? He averaged 18 points per game with 37.4% shooting from beyond the arc. Has Wiggins won an NBA championship? Absolutely. He played a key role in the Warriors' 2022 title, especially on the defensive end. What are the obstacles to making the trade happen? His $28 million salary and whatever assets the Lakers would have to include in a deal. So now, it all comes down to one question. Are the Lakers ready to make another win-now move? Because if they are, Andrew Wiggins might just be the missing piece.